Avengers! Assemble.
What's going on, everyone, and welcome to a very special edition of Fandom Unchained. Today, guys, we are going to be exploring one of my favorite things in the entire freaking world. Today, guys, we're going to be exploring the fandom of Star Wars. Now, if you guys have been living under a freaking rock, Star Wars is a fantastical movie adventure that has been going on since 1977. Yeah. So, welcome to the party. Tomorrow being May the 4th. Yes, May the 4th be with you. Happy Star Wars Day, everyone. If you aren't aware, I will be doing a live stream, a 24-hour live stream on May the 4th. I may take a couple little breaks here and there, but there is 22 and a half hours of solid state, chronological ordered movies that I will be watching and chatting with you guys, hanging out. So join me. It'll be a lot of fun. I'll set a reminder, so subscribe to get all that. Now, this world is full of vastly diversified groups of fandom, but none, in my opinion, are as big and as strongly willed as Star Wars fans. Now, personally, you can get into huge arguments with your friends or random strangers on the street if you bring up something that is a hot button issue in the Star Wars universe. Trust me, I've done it. You can also get in a fist fight with the guy that's dressed like a Wookiee if you went outside in 1999 for episode 1 to show up. I did that too. But guys, enough about me. Let's start the movies in the order they were released. I do want to mention before we get into the movies that there are some phenomenal shows that I will not be mentioning specifically on here. If you'd like to hear my thoughts on them, let me know. I'll make a video separately for those. And I'm talking like Clone Wars, Rebels, everything from Mandalorian, Book of Boba Fett, the upcoming Ahsoka, upcoming Obi-Wan. I mean, guys, Bad Batch, awesome, but I'm not going to be talking about all those. I'm going to stick to the 9 chronological movies that we do have from the Skywalker saga. Now, 1977 would bring us Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. This movie takes place in an amazing time because the Empire is taking over the entire galaxy. If you haven't figured this out, I'm an Empire guy. So, yes, the Empire is taking over the galaxy. A message is sent from Princess Leia down to Obi-Wan Kenobi, but is intercepted by Luke Skywalker, who brings the message to him only to find out that he trained his father. His father was a Jedi Knight, and now you're going to be a Jedi. Let's go, Luke. Luke Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi would meet up with Chewbacca and Han Solo and hitch a ride on the Millennium Falcon on their way to help save Princess Leia from Darth Vader's clutches. Now, ultimately, this movie was one of my favorite films growing up. I first saw this when I was 6 years old. Now, I was born in 1985, guys, so I wasn't quite old enough to watch it in the theaters, but these movies have been a part of my life as long as I can remember. When I was 6 years old, it was 1990, and they released the first time the movies had ever been sold as a box set for the first 3 movies, episode 4, 5, and 6. My mom brought those home, and honestly, I watched them so much I burned those VHS tapes completely out. They stopped working. Now, guys, for some of you that are younger than this, a VHS tape is this big fucking square rectangle thing that you had to wind it up sometimes, and you had to put it in a rewinder just to watch it again. I know, ancient technology is confusing. 1980 would bring us episode number 5, The Empire Strikes Back. This movie would start us off caught up with Han, Leia, Luke, Chewie, and all our friends. We're back together, but we're on the planet Hoth. Ice planet Hoth, cold as shit, and then the AT-ATs actually start attacking. Really cool sequences. This would leave everyone to leave the planet Hoth. Leia would leave planet with Chewie and Han Solo, while Luke would head off to the planet Dagobah to find Yoda, a long-lost Jedi Master. Yoda would train Luke on the ways of the Force and help him pull away from the dark side, which did show its ugly face, and he would help him pull him back from the dark side. Yoda would ultimately die. Luke would go on to carry on his mission and take down the Empire by going to battle with Darth Vader, which ultimately, after his hand is cut off, he reveals that he is his father. Yes, Darth Vader, Luke's dad. When I was a little kid, that was like, what the fuck? Now, honestly, guys, when I first saw this movie, I lost my shit because I wanted that fucking puppet. I wanted Yoda, like, in my room, and I bothered my mom so bad because I would just walk around, "You are not doing right. Oh." I would just talk like Yoda, and she'd get so pissed. "Right, you are not doing." So mad. 1983, Return of the Jedi, episode number 6 came up, and this bad motherfucker showed our badass Luke rocking a full robotic hand, go and save his friends from Jabba the Hutt, save frozen in carbonite Han Solo from Jabba the Hutt along with his sister Leia, and then they would head the hell out. He would save them, narrowly escaping the Sarlacc pit, but he would save his friends and take down Boba Fett and Jabba the Hutt. Did I mention Leia in that bikini? Then Leia and crew would team up with the Ewoks to disrupt the Empire while Luke went after Darth Vader once again to take his father down and end the Empire, only to meet his master. The Emperor would quickly turn and try to make Luke take his father out and become his new apprentice, take his father's place. And ultimately, as the Emperor's laying into Luke, Darth Vader throws the Emperor down through a chute, killing his ass, or at least we think, and saving his son, but ultimately taking a massive blow and dying himself. It would all end with Force Ghosts, and honestly, I remember the old one where Hayden Christensen wasn't in episode 6. If you guys have never seen it, I'm sorry for you. Force Ghosts for everyone, not Hayden Christensen. I'm just kidding. He's okay. He's going to be an Obi-Wan, so we'll see how that happens. Now, I did mention camping out and waiting in 1999 for episode 1. Yes, episode 1 comes out in 1999. This would find us meeting Obi-Wan Kenobi, a young Padawan under his master, Qui-Gon Jinn, played by Liam Neeson. Bad motherfucker. So mad he only got one movie. We need a Liam Neeson Qui-Gon series. Disney, get at me. Ultimately, these Jedi would save Queen Amidala as the Federation was trying to take over Naboo. They would be saved by the Jedi. They would be taken off-world. During their escape, the ship was damaged, and they had to stop on an Outer Rim planet run by the Hutts. But they have to go in and get the parts. So the crew heads into town, and they end up meeting young Anakin Skywalker working as a slave inside this guy's junk shop. They make an agreement with the guy and bet their ship and the parts they need on young Anakin Skywalker in a pod race. Now, honestly, the pod race in this movie is really cool. I enjoy the pod race scene. It's fantastic. The one character I do not enjoy in this movie is Jar Jar Binks, but that's just me. I know there's some people that don't. I know there's some people that do. Good on you. Ultimately, the two Jedis would face off against Darth Maul, the apprentice of the Emperor. And Darth Maul and his badass two-sided lightsaber ultimately does kill Qui-Gon Jinn, but Obi-Wan comes back and cuts that motherfucker in half. And he dies until Clone Wars. Spoiler warning for Clone Wars. If you haven't seen it, great show. 2002, we would get episode number 2, Attack of the Clones. Now, this would find Obi-Wan Kenobi finding out that there is a secret clone army that was built apparently for a Jedi many, many years ago, and Jango Fett was the person they used to copy the clones. Now, in this film, we would get to see Anakin and Padme, who is now Padme Amidala, a senator. The two of them would eventually fall in love, but in this time, we also get to meet badass Mace motherfucking Windu. And honestly, if you guys don't know, on his lightsaber, it literally has BMF carved in it. On the purple lightsaber, it says bad motherfucker. Yeah. The two would grow their love and would ultimately be forbidden because you're not supposed to have love or children or anything as a Jedi. Which seems stupid because it's counterproductive. You want more Jedi, have Jedi skeet. But okay. Anakin would ultimately get his hand cut off during a fight with Count Dooku, and we would get to see a full CGI'd Yoda whoop some Dooku ass, and it was awesome. But if you didn't realize that, Anakin got his hand cut off and ultimately cuts off his own son's hand. It's fucked up. Throughout this entire film, we get to see Palpatine slowly starting to get his claws into Anakin as a young Padawan. Now, 2005 would bring us episode number 3, Revenge of the Sith. Now, this one shows the ultimate climax that we all were waiting for. So during this film, we get to see the development of the relationship between Anakin and Padme. Now, this is a cool thing, and it is a good thing at the same time because they ultimately do get pregnant. Slowly but surely, Palpatine grips his claws right into Anakin and starts turning him towards the dark side and turns him against the Jedis. When this happens, he orders Anakin to prove his worth and do his first thing as Darth Vader, his apprentice, and not a fucking apprentice and a Jedi Knight for the Jedis who won't give him the role of master, which pisses him off, and he ultimately joins up with Palpy, becomes his apprentice, Darth Vader, and goes and orchestrates Order 66, which is what happens when they call it and they kill every fucking Jedi everywhere. Now this shit is crazy, and Anakin gets the worst of it all. He gets to kill the younglings. He gets to sent to murder the children. I'm not going to lie to you. If you've seen The Mandalorian or Book of Boba Fett, you should know that Luke Skywalker's not good with kids. If you've seen the last 3 movies, you can tell Luke Skywalker's not good with kids. His dad wasn't good with kids. There's something about Skywalkers. They hate kids. I believe it. But ultimately, after all this shit goes down, we get the battle of all. We get the biggest battle we've ever had at this point, and that is Anakin versus Obi-Wan on the lava fire planet Mustafar. This shit is awesome. I still to this day love watching this. The Mustafar fight is my favorite from all 3 of episode 1, 2, and 3 anyways. But this fight between Obi-Wan and Anakin gets heated. It gets emotional. Shit goes down. And ultimately Obi-Wan chops his fucking legs off and his other arm. So he's sitting there nubbing it up and can't do shit. Screaming, "I hate you!" And that's where Hayden Christensen gets the overacting award right there. But I mean, shit, man, I'm on fire. I'm melting. My legs are cut off. I'm going to scream like a psycho too. Now, honestly, the first 2 prequels weren't my cup of tea. There were some really great moments here and there and some fun parts throughout them. I'm not saying they're bad in any way, but episode 3 is fucking a lot of fun to watch. I really enjoy that one. Now, 2015, guys, yes, not that far after the last one, only 10 years, we get Star Wars Episode 7, The Force Awakens. Now, guys, this one, when this came out, I was pumped. I was like, fuck yeah, we're going to see it first day. Saw it first day, midnight showing. It was awesome. The basis of this movie is Finn is a stormtrooper, decides fuck what the First Order's doing, who are what's left after the Empire fell. So they're trying to bring that shit back. Finn's like, fuck that, ditches it. He doesn't want to be a stormtrooper no more. He was taken from his family. It's not his choice. Saves Poe Dameron, a pilot for the Resistance. They get the fuck out of there. Poe ultimately vanishes. Finn pretends to be in the Resistance, recruits Rey ultimately with the BB-8 that everyone's looking for, which has the location to Luke Skywalker. They ultimately get back with Poe and the rest of the Resistance. Not before they meet Han fucking Solo when they steal this piece of shit ship. Happens to be the Millennium fucking Falcon. I'm excited. They fly this bitch out with some really cool gunner work, and I was really impressed on Rey's flying skills right away. It was awesome. Then they ultimately get captured by a big ass ship, and it's Han Solo that owns that big ass ship, and they've been looking for the Millennium Falcon forever, and he found it. He's all, "Chewie, we're home," and I was like, yes. Oh, just tears at that point. I was like, yeah, fuck yeah. Yeah. But ultimately, this movie does end with Han Solo dying at the hands of his bitch-ass son, Ben fucking Solo. Pussy fucking... Oh, I got so mad. When I watched it at the theater, I was like, no! Kylo Ren's a bitch. He throws tantrums. He killed Han Solo. He killed Han Solo. He killed Han fucking Solo. So mad. Love Han Solo. Ultimately, they meet Maz Kanata, which leads them to Luke Skywalker's lightsaber that Rey feels, brings out, and hangs onto, and ultimately gets to whoop the shit out of Kylo Ren after he murders Han Solo. So ultimately, she whoops his fucking ass, gets that lightsaber, flies to the location that's hidden inside BB-8, and you know what? Stands at the end of the movie, holding the fucking lightsaber out to Luke Skywalker, who's sitting there with this robot hand in his fucking stupid looking face. He's like, where the fuck did you come from? Like, he doesn't say anything, guys. That's how it felt. 2017 would bring us episode number 8, The Last Jedi. Super pumped when this one came out. I was excited to get more time with Luke Skywalker and find out why he don't like kids. Yeah, we find out he don't like kids, just like his dad. Fuck the fucking Skywalkers, don't like kids. Ultimately, we found out that Luke is on this planet that no one could fucking find. Rey finds him, and then we start this movie with him training Rey on this planet reluctantly, but she's extremely strong with the Force, and you can see that it's kind of scaring him because she has the ultimate option to go to the dark side. And she even gets in touch with the Force on this planet and really feels it. That holy shit, she just went straight to the dark side, and this scares the fuck out of Luke. We find out what happened with Ben. Ben, his nephew, Ben Solo, who we watched kill fucking Han Solo. I'm not ever going to get over that. Fuck you, Kylo Ren. But ultimately we watch Luke have a feeling about him and go to take him out, and him basically bring down this whole fucking school on Luke to save his own life. And he's not a bad guy at that point. I mean, really, Luke looks like a douche. He hates kids. Now, while this is going on, Kylo Ren and General Hux are on an all-out war against the Resistance. We get some really great time with Oscar Isaacs as Poe Dameron, which is one of my favorite characters in this later series. He did a great job. I love John Boyega as well, but honestly, I really was shipping them too. Like, there was rumors that they were gay and together in the movie, like the characters, and I was into it. I was like, all right, I can see it. They got chemistry. So guys, then in 2019, we would round it out with The Rise of Skywalker. This would be a movie where we would find out who's Rey's family. We would really get it finally revealed that Rey is not a Skywalker. Rey is not all these other fucking rumors we heard. Rey is a goddamn Palpatine. Yes, Emperor Palpatine. Yes, Emperor Palpatine's children ran away from him and had Rey and ditched her so she didn't get killed. Yes, holy shit, guys. She's a Palpatine, but she doesn't like this. Ultimately teams up with her boy toy Kylo Ren, who they slowly develop a relationship and start to kind of love each other. And these two would ultimately team up after a crazy cool fight, but they would team up to fight against Palpy. Ultimately, Ben would give his life, force healing Rey, and sacrificing himself to save her. And she would ultimately defeat her grandfather, defeat Emperor Palpatine, and save the Resistance by taking out the base behind the Empire. And I'm excited. Base behind the First Order is fucking dead. It was great to see this shit go down. Luke and Leia both ultimately die, and we get to see Rey commemorate both of them at the end of this film, and it is fantastic, where she goes to Tatooine, to the moisture farm where Luke grew up at, and she buries the two lightsabers there under the two suns of Tatooine at the moisture farm, buries the lightsabers in memory of them. And from then on, she takes the name of Rey Skywalker. Fuck Palpatine. If I had a choice, fuck Palpatine. I would be Rey Skywalker too. That shit's bad. Now, ultimately, I love all 9 of these films, guys. And there are movies like Rogue One and the Solo, a Star Wars movie, which is the young Han Solo, that I did not include, but I will be watching during the live stream. So check it out. And ultimately, guys, I love the world of Star Wars so much. I fought tooth and nail with my wife to let me name one of our kids Han Solo. She would not let me do it. She did not want him to get made fun of. I'm like, this is some bullshit. And then That's My Boy came out, and his name was Han Solo Burger, and I was like, see, Adam Sandler did it. What the fuck? But ultimately, guys, I love Star Wars. I've lived and breathed this world for so long. It's been such a big part of my life. Every year on Star Wars Day, we watch all the movies. This year, I will be doing the 24-hour live stream. It's going to be a long day, guys. I'm going to start at like midnight on Star Wars Day and watch 22 and a half hours of movies. I'll be going to bed at 11 o'clock at night. And that's if I'm on point. Plus I got kids. So they'll be there for part of it. In the middle, they go to school. So they'll be there for the beginning and the end, or maybe not even the beginning, but it's going to be a fun time. So guys, make sure you guys join us tomorrow on May the 4th. May the 4th be with you. To all of you guys, I love everyone that watches all my videos and supports me and just gives me that encouragement to continue on. If there are videos you want to see regarding Star Wars or anything, put them in the comments below. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel so you can keep up with everything. Hit that little bell notification as well. That'll give you all the alerts, especially for the live video. So it'll tell you when it's going on. So guys, let me know what your thoughts were, and I will see you next time right here on Fandom Unchained. All right, guys. Peace out.